Today, today I want to talk a bit about the question in everybody's mind: did Bank of Japan intervene? And because this is very crucial, it gives us an idea, what shall we do next? Okay, once you're clear with it, right? So, like I said, the question on everyone's mind: did the Bank of Japan intervene last Thursday? When asked, Masato Kanda, which is Japan's ministry's vice finance minister for international affairs, responded, "I won't say if we intervene." So what do you mean by that? I won't say if we intervene. So if you're confused with by statement is understandable, it could mean that Bank of Japan did not intervene, but conducted a rate check. Now, what do you mean by a rate check? Okay, it simply means the Bank of Japan sometimes calls dealers to ask for rate levels, signaling potential intervention, which can itself move markets. I don't need to actually throw money in. I'll just call my broker and say, hello, what's the rate like? And that alone can actually move the market. But the Bank of Japan needs to ensure that these calls are well known. You have to make these calls with more really established brokers, dealers, and then they will then pass the message down and said, hey, they just asked the rate, and yeah, that can move the market. So we need to determine whether this was an intervention or just a rate check. Now, based on price action, there is a widespread speculation that Japanese authorities may have intervened for a second day as well to support the currency. Now, traders who bet, other than that, if there's not intervention, could be traders who previously bet against the yen, but are now giving up, could also have contributed to the yen's down move. Okay, so we need to more or less do a fact find and see what's really happening out there. Now, this intervention or rate check appears to be a new tactic to keep the markets off balance and speculators on their toes since the BOJ started supporting the yen way back in September 2022. Now, so the Bank of Japan last intervened at the end of April and early May, spending roughly 9.8 trillion yen, which is equivalent to US dollar 61.55 billion to support the currency. Now, they don't want to see all this wasted. That's why they're using new tactics right now, because the last intervention, you saw that, and it basically reversed the entire yen strength. Okay, so a month-end report from the Ministry of Finance will confirm the amount spent on any intervention. So if you want to know it's an intervention or a rate check, whatever it is, we need to wait until the month-end report. Then we are clear, because that will show whether money is being moved or not from the accounts. If there is, then we know that there was intervention. Okay, so we will know about this round later. You just have to be patient and we will see. It's right now we can speculate, but the best way is to speculate with price action. Now, the reason why you are seeing such a weak yen is because the gap between the US and the Japanese interest rates have created a highly lucrative trading opportunity where traders borrow yen at low rates to invest in dollar price assets for high returns, known as the carry trade. So if you are familiar with forex trading, this is a term known as carry trade. Okay, so if the Federal Reserve cut its rate in September, it's expected to reverse the yen's weakening trend. Since my last report on Friday, the probability of the Fed cutting in September has risen to 96.3% from 73.3%. Now, if you remember, I said 70% is already strong. Now we have 96.3. So if historical data were to be trusted, we could safely say that the Fed has already probably would be cutting rates in September already, not July, but September. So what can actually happen is that going forward right now until September, you can see whatever the decision, all will be priced in already. The movements of the dollar as well as the dollar yen, all this would be priced in given this probability. Okay. So we just need to double check with the price action, but so far it's like moving towards that belief that what we're seeing already, that that red card could happen. So in conclusion, Thursday's move had some hallmarks of official buying, but Friday's yen strengthening was more modest, I would say. So it could raise doubts about whether the central bank was behind the trend, right? So if the Bank of Japan did make calls to dealers about the exchange rate, is often a precursor to buy. That is a fact. This change in tactics shows they are serious. They just don't ask for fun, but when they ask, they are serious. They're showing that they're serious. So given that Monday, which is today, is a bank holiday in Japan, liquidity is low, and the Bank of Japan could further strengthen the yen, especially during the Fed Chair Jerome Powell's speech at the Economic Club of Washington, D.C. So be prepared for this. That's the reason why I brought this news up, just to highlight it to you all. End of the day, what we're looking for is this. Now, after this, when it comes to chart, you will see the the yen, right? What we're looking for is it has already moved up, right? It's already moved. Just give me a second. I am not sure why my pen cannot work. Okay, so can I notate? Okay, so we have price already moving up, and then we have price moving up. And what is actually happened right now, there was a real dump in the Japanese yen, and slowly now it's moving up again, made a new high. So price is already down halfway over here. How do we know that this thing is going to come down further? Okay, how do we know this thing's going to come down further? The next price action is crucial. What we need to see going forward is a price action that shows us very, very clearly that current price is consolidating. Okay, we need to see very messy prices. Well, I don't want to see an impulse buying move tonight. So if we see this very, very slow and messy prices, this is a way to tell us that yes, next move is another down, more down moves is coming. Okay, but so we will need to see this, and then also once this price comes down, I also need to check the type of momentum that's coming in, because momentum will then reveal to us whether, number one, this leg move, this selling, are the big boys believing in it? Are they coming in as well? Okay, so be on the lookout for this pattern here. Okay, so with that, that's the report for today. Let's move on to the charts.